At Allen Madkins, when it comes to real estate, we help clients capitalize on opportunity. AMP Technologies, the Uber manager for your commercial real estate. It will simplify your asset management.
If you look at all the data, what's happening these days, and you look at the retailers are expanding and you're looking at what consumers want, consumers can't eat over the internet. They can't drink over the internet. Okay, they can't smell what mom's got cooking over the internet. And one thing they will do is they are eating more than they ever have, and they are going for artisan coffee and foods and so on and so forth. And regardless of where it is, they are going to drive to it. And the best retail projects now, and the most compelling ones, and what we strive to at Westfield, is to have point of difference food. So someone will say, you know what? I'm going to go to a Westfield Shopping Center. It's well lit, the bathrooms are clean, there's valet parking, and I'm going to have the best piece of sushi I've ever had. So what we are embarking on and continue, because we have this global footprint, and actually consumers in London and Australia don't behave that differently than they do in the United States. They want to sit down and have a meal, a cup of coffee, and to the extent we can continue to bring these phenomenal food purveyors into our projects where there's already commerce being transacted, then they will continue to do that, and it's become even more important as they want the human touch and feel as things are moving so fast in this world.
Point of difference.
Yeah.
I actually listen when I do interviews. That word, point of difference, that phrase came out, gone. What do you mean by point of difference? I've never heard that term before.
Sure. When you get out of bed, why are you going to go to the coffee shop that's over there rather than one maybe that's down there?
Well, if I'm traveling to work, it would usually be it's on my way to work.
Maybe on your way. It may be because you get really great service there. It may be because they have 10 or 12 extra iPad plugs and you don't feel like going into the office this morning and you're going to go in a corner, because great design in great places actually create points of difference. Because everyone has a place where they want to go and read a book, talk to a loved one, and that may be anywhere. Starbucks was the great third place, right? But if we can continue to create great places along with point of difference food, then people are going to want to go spend time there. And if it happens to be, and as it should be, as part of a larger retail campus where it's air conditioned, it's easy to get to, and it's safe, that'll continue to bring people out of their homes and spend more time with us.
Point of difference being a way to distinguish the experience.
That's right. You could go to shopping center A or you could go to shopping center B. And let's say 70% of the actual stores are going to be pretty much the same. And that's true, okay? But what is that 30% different? All right, we have some people sitting here. Can you go and do yoga at this particular shopping center and then after meet your girlfriend and go buy a dress, okay? Can you decide that I'm going to go to this project because there's a gym there, and you know, there's a gym and then there's a Chipotle there, or there's a great healthy salad alternative. So that is the point of difference, those things. And to the extent that you can do those things and create everything someone would ever want, okay? And if you look at the categories that are growing now, it's health and beauty, okay? It's food, it's the things we want to do. And more so, a big mantra for us at Westfield is groceries. Grocery stores everywhere, because back in the old days, okay, grocery stores were actually in the shopping centers. And then the developers pulled them out and put them on the pad, and they brought in these department stores. Interestingly enough, globally, when you look at Australia and London, they actually start with the grocery stores, right? And people want to do all their shopping all at once to the extent they can, because their scarcest resource is time. So we're seeing groceries come back, and now we're seeing artisan butchers and artisan cheese shops.
I'm going to interrupt you here because you just gave a thought to me. Well, actually, there are two thoughts, but I'll probably forget one. You know, so the first one will be the one that will be on videotape. The Columbus Circle in New York. Have you ever been there?
AOL Time Warner Building.
Right.
Columbus Circle.
You go in there and they have a wonderful market there.
It redefined how New Yorkers grocery shop.
Yes, you go in there, and what it is an experience. It's like, wow, you can walk around. But a lot of New York has been like that, and for a long time. If you've been in New York, you ever go to Balducci's. Balducci's was an experience you would shop at. And what they did was they took it out of the Balducci's and they just kind of expanded it and made it larger.
That's right.
It's brilliant.
Would you go to Balducci's and meet someone for coffee?
No, but
Okay.
that's only because they didn't think of. Well, I don't. Can you go? Yeah, actually, you can.
Of course you
sit
can.
down at Balducci's.
Of course you can.
Sure, I would have if I. Yeah.
Would you meet some friends there saying, you know what, I don't know what I feel like eating today, but we'll go to Balducci's and figure out because there's all this wonderful hot
Isn't that
food.
what Starbucks did?
Starbucks did it with coffee.
Real estate used to be location, location, location.
Mm-hmm.
I think what you're describing to me in terms of retail is it's not just location. It's the experience.
I think you're right on both fronts. Listen, you have to have a good piece of real estate that's easy to get to, okay? You have to be able to park it, okay? You can't have people driving around and getting frustrated and leaving. However, there are more choices now than consumers have ever had. They have ever had, okay? So in order to really get that consumer, who generally for us happens to be a female, when she brings the husband along, that's even greater, okay? You have to give her more reasons to come and see. So she can do yoga, and she could have a glass of champagne. And data shows if she can have lunch at your project, she's actually probably buying a dress as well, okay? And then maybe she's bringing the kids right after school to get some soccer cleats. If you give them that array of goods and services, because they want to touch merchandise, right? They want to have an informed conversation. They want to have a great little discussion with their server at a restaurant, okay? That will fundamentally shift, and the internet will certainly augment what we do, but it won't replace those conversations and those real live discussions, and that ability to feel good about yourself after spending time doing this all day. So location's important, but you have to have point of difference goods and services and understanding who your demographic it is and what they're asking for, because there may be a retailer that works fantastically in Maryland, but isn't going to work so great in Cleveland, Ohio. And that is where you have to be super focused on what your customer wants, because one size does not fit all, Howard.
At Allen Madkins, when it comes to real estate, we help clients capitalize on opportunity. AMP Technologies, the Uber manager for your commercial real estate. It will simplify your asset management.